Hey, what's up guys? Tony here with another episode of VentureTube. Thanks for joining me. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Lews BB1 Pro. Stay tuned. Okay, so you guys know that the BB1, the original BB1, it's an old design. It's known for its casting distance, holds a lot of line, and would just bomb big lures. Well, they've kind of carried on the same style with the new BB1 Pro. Actually, it came out in 2018, so it's still relatively new. Let me give you guys a close look at it here. I mean, if you didn't know this was a Lews reel, just by looking at it right here, you can kind of tell it carries on a lot of the style from the original. They've changed up a few things, but for the most part, you're basically looking at the same reel. So if you've been keeping up with my previous videos, I've been reviewing Lews Reels and doing a comparison in a price range of $199 and up. This reel retails at $199 on Lews website. And so it is a complete aluminum frame with graphite side plates. It has the external centrifugal braking system. That's the main difference between this reel and the older generation BB1. You can actually adjust your reel from the outside, even though it's still centrifugal. So I'll open that up here in a minute and give you a closer look, but that's the main difference. Why would you want to buy a BB1 Pro? Well, people that are looking at BB1 Pros, they're wanting a reel that will hold a lot of line and get really good casting distance. This reel has a 35mm spool. It's very deep, so you can put a lot of line on here. You can put 160 yards of 12-pound line on this spool. So again, back to the side plate here. This is what Lews calls their quiet cast system. It is a 27 position braking system, so you have tons of adjustability whether you're throwing smaller lures or bigger lures. Generally though, I think you're going to be throwing bigger lures on this kind of reel, mostly because you have a deeper spool. So a lot of times if you're throwing A-rigs or you're wanting to throw just bigger spoons or something like that, you're going to want to go with a heavier line. So if you want to be able to cast far with a heavier line, you're going to need a bigger spool. So this is where this reel really shines. Yeah, 27 positions, so tons of adjustability there to dial the reel in to cast well for you. Just like some of the other Lews reels that I've reviewed, they have this nice little line indicator here on your spool tension knob. It is an audible click. I don't know if I can get that to focus on that, but you guys have seen it before. You can check out some of the other videos. That's just a dial to be able to indicate what pound line you have, whether it's braid, mono, or fluoro. I really like that. I change setups a lot. I've said this over and over, but it's just convenient to have little things like that. Another big thing that shines with this reel is it is a larger reel. I mean, you can't tell by my big Wreck-It Ralph hands, but it is a larger profile reel compared to the older LFS Lews or the new SLP style reels from Lews, their speed spool lineup SLP. It is a wider reel to accommodate that larger spool. The beauty of it is it still only weighs in at 6.5 ounces. So Lews has been able to maintain a reel that has a large line capacity, yet is not really that heavy. I mean, 6.5 ounces definitely is not on the heavy side whatsoever. Another thing right here, we have the 95mm bowed cranking handle. It is not carbon fiber, it is aluminum, and it comes with these EVA foam knobs. A little bit different than the previous generation. However, I can say I do like these knobs. It's EVA, so it takes a little bit of time to get them broken in, but I would like to see Lews put the wind grips on the BB1. You could easily swap it out if you wanted to, but I would like to see it come with them right out of the box. I have the Lews HyperMag. I've been using that a lot, and it comes with the wind grips, and I really have to say those so far are still my favorite grips. But anyway, not that these are bad. You definitely can find them easily if you're cranking, and yeah, it's not bad. That's my personal preference. You may like the EVA foam better. Now these come in a variety of gear ratios. This one in particular here, this is a high speed, 8-to-1 gear ratio. So, and I actually use this for deep cranking, which is kind of contradicting what most people use. They like to go with a slower gear ratio so you're not wearing yourself out cranking, but I use this reel for so many different techniques and lures, lipless, that I like to be able to just go fast. And I honestly don't feel fatigued, you know, cranking a 6XD with an 8-to-1 gear ratio. Again, that's just my personal preference, but if you want to use something a little bit slower, they do offer this reel down to a 6-4-to-1. Sorry, I forgot, I couldn't remember off the top of my head. 6-4-to-1, 7-1-to-1, and the 8-to-1 gear ratio. So 3 different gear ratios there. Let's get to something that confused the heck out of me when I first got this reel. So this reel has a carbon fiber drag, has a audible clicking drag. But one thing, I thought my reel was broken. When the drag engages on this reel, it clicks. Almost like a, you know, the bait clickers on a old Zebco, or, you know, saltwater reels have that. I thought something was messed up, you know. I've never owned a baitcaster that the drag clicked like that, but it does. Now I haven't caught a fish that's pulled the drag off of this reel, you know. I mean, 20 pound, it's gonna take a pretty big fish, so I haven't used it and actually heard it click while I was reeling in a fish, but I assume that when that happens for the first time, I'm gonna think something's wrong again, because that's just something I'm not used to. So we have a zirconium coated line guide. It's oversized, you see it's very tall, and that's to accommodate the spool here. You know, as you cast, the line drops down, so it's supposed to just, you know, give you less friction there. And that's one thing that the BB1 series of reels have always kind of marketed, was the distance from the line guide to the spool. There's a pretty good distance there to reduce that angle of when the line is coming off the spool, again creating less friction and increasing your casting distance. Now this reel does not have that little hook keeper deal here. Not a big deal, but I kind of like that feature. But I've recently switched up to Kistler rods, and all of those rods have hook keepers, so not an issue there. Let me open it up and let me show you a little bit more about the braking system. Really easy to do. Little spring-loaded pin here, pull it out to the side, rotate up and pull it to the side. And you pull it out in all one piece. Not really, it was stuck. A look at your spool here. So you have those 6 little pins. They all come up when you cast, I guess, at different heights, and they drag right here on this brass race. So when you're adjusting your dial here, what you're doing is you're moving your plate up and down. You can see that little distance right there, increasing and decreasing. That's all you're doing. You're putting more friction on those little pins that are flying up, and that's how you control your cast. Now with all these reels, guys, I can tell you right now, if you're used to a reel that has a magnetic brake, you know, you'll open up your side plate. You'll open up your side plate and you'll see your 6 little magnets or 5 magnets or whatever it is. Those work well. But what I've noticed with the higher end centrifugal braking systems is how it performs when you're casting into the wind. It's very hard to dial in a reel with the magnetic system when you're casting into the wind. I mean, you can do it. I've done it for years. But it's a lot easier, and you can still maintain a great distance when you have a braking system like this. It took me a long time to figure that out. The more and more we anglers fish and we try different things, the more and more we figure out what works and what doesn't work, and what works better and what, you know, maybe doesn't work that well. The BB1 Pro series, $199, 6.5 ounces, available in different gear ratios. Bombs lures, you can't go wrong with these, and if something does go wrong, you got Lews customer service to back you up. So I'm really pleased with mine. Again, the only thing that I would change, and I may change it, are the knobs. And again, these knobs are not bad whatsoever. I'm just being picky. I'm getting spoiled with all these nice reels from Lews. But if you guys have any questions about the reel, leave them in the comment section below if you want to take a look at them for yourself. Be sure to check out the links in the description. I'll have links to all the other reels that I've reviewed so far. But again, I've been using this reel for the past, I don't know, 2 months, and it's been amazing. And that's coming from someone that owns the BB1 standard, the original BB1, which is still going strong as well. But I will say that the braking system on the new BB1 Pro does outperform the original BB1. Not by much, but it just has more control. That's the best way I can put it. Again, if you were to cast both of them into the wind, you probably would know what I was talking about. A couple of things I want to tell you guys. I haven't been filming lately. I am in Little Rock, Arkansas right now in a hotel. I just got off work not long ago. But this past weekend, I fished the 3rd Southeast Texas Kayak Bass League event on my home lake, Lake Conroe, and I was able to hold my title. I won first place with 91.25 inches with a 7.5 pound, 23.25 inch kicker. Almost won big bass by like a 1/16 of an inch, but I couldn't quite get 23.5 inches out of her. But hey, that's okay. Still walked away with a check and a win and good Angler of the Year point. So super pumped about that win. And sitting in 2nd place for the Texas statewide championship for KBF, and hopefully can maintain in the top 6 so I can qualify for next year's Nationals. A lot of good things happening. Big fish are moving up. Hope you guys are out there fishing and enjoying this beautiful Texas weather. I guess Arkansas weather for me right now. That's what's going on, and thank you guys so much for your support and for watching the videos. I really appreciate it. You guys take care. God bless. I'll catch you on the next episode. Come on.